bed, get up, get out of bed, live, love, laugh, and be happy.
To Saturday Morning Live, coming to you from the deck of our cabin up on the Spring River.
And there's
The
gnats
cabin
out
that has
here
been
today.
paid for well over 50 years. And our special guest today, of course, my wife Jane, and several gnats who have decided to join us for today's show.
And the mosquitoes.
Being brought to you by Walnetto Arts and Entertainment, where imagination can take an ordinary rock and give it a personality. How about that?
You showed its butt first. I started on it last time, but I didn't finish it.
Yes. Welcome. Boy, do we have a show planned for you. I mean, we have a show planned for you. And we're going to see if we can talk my granddaughter, who's right in the next room doing this.
Now she's watching TV.
I know she's doing this. See if she can come in here.
You know, it is Saturday, and they came up here to relax. So, but the show must go on. And I've got little sunshine shining on me here. I don't know which way to
Oh, my brother in Libby, Montana is going to have a fit when he sees this show.
Isn't it snowing out there?
I don't know. And
I think I saw it. Was it Montana or Wyoming that they had snow? Everybody else has got heat dome. We are so lucky to be just.
Well, we're seasonal. We are seasonal in Arkansas.
Yeah, but that heat dome up in the Northeast is bad.
Stay away from that heat dome. Don't want no heat dome. Want air conditioning, but don't want the heat dome. That's for sure. Show them what you're working on.
Okay.
This is a Jane dome right here.
This is the last. I'm trying to finish up this coloring page set of 20 coloring pages, and I'm working on this one. This is the 20th drawing. I don't know. And this is not for books. It's for a set of coloring pages that you can spread out and share, and a bunch of people can color in time. It's not a bound book. The books I used to do were made with perforated pages, so you could pull them out. So now that I'm on my own without a publisher, I just print the pages in a limited edition. And this is a little girl. It's from Traveling to Imaginary Lands on Fantastical Beasties.
And look at the dragon.
That's a dragon that blows bubbles instead of
breathing fire.
Yeah. And he's taken this little girl to Lollipop Land, and I kept thinking about, we welcome you, Lollipop, please, Lollipop. So I decided last night to add the little guys with beanies that fly around and they'll pick a lollipop and give it to the little girl.
Sure, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And I have all the scales to draw on that dragon yet and to finish the lollipop trees down here.
Can you all see a children's story happening around that picture?
Of course.
The dragon.
That may be what I end up doing. I've got son's books.
Okay. The dragon that breathed bubbles instead of fire. Now, wouldn't that be a terrific children's book? Okay.
There's no avoidance of the sun. Okay, so now I guess I'll just sit here and try to not be in the sun. And where'd my rock go?
Your rock is, oh gosh, I don't know.
What's it doing?
I don't know. I didn't throw it back. We put it somewhere.
How?
Here it is.
Oh,
here it
is.
How
can you misplace that?
Jane showed her pictures. I'm going to show you mine. Yes. First of all, you've heard a lot about in college football, entering the portal is when one player who, for some reason, whether he's not getting enough playing time, doesn't think the team's doing well, will enter the portal, which means he's eligible to be picked up by another college. Well, I say that because our own Miss Arkansas, Camille Cathy, who is from Wynne, Arkansas, and I met her on Wednesday when I was on the bus. Camille Cathy, here she is. We're at Scoops Ice Cream where we had the live broadcast. Camille Cathy entered the portal.
Isn't she lovely?
She's a Wynne girl and loves the University of Arkansas, loves the Razorbacks, but she entered the portal and went to Alabama for 4 years and got a degree at Alabama. Why, you ask? Listen to this. Alabama gives a free ride to beauty queens from surrounding states. Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas. If you are Miss Arkansas or Miss Louisiana or Miss Tennessee or whatever, you get a 4-year ride at the University of Alabama. Some states will do anything to improve their gene pool. But she loved it, but she is a Razorback fan. And by the way, I was doing the win. This is win.
Win.
As in W. This is the W in win. Okay, I came up with that. I don't think it's going to catch on and win, but
No,
she's very
that's
proud of Win. She's very proud of Arkansas, and even though she entered the portal and got that full right, you can't blame her. All the talk these days about how expensive college
There's
is.
a portal for beauty queen?
No, well, there is at Alabama.
So they're saying they're trying to recruit beauty queen.
Yes, they recruit booty
Beauty queen.
Oops.
Let's be careful how we pronounce our words.
Maybe that'll create followers.
Yeah.
By the way, this show is blowing it. In case you're wondering, this show is just blowing it out the water. I'm telling you.
And what are you trying to do with your fingers now?
Well, I'm trying to see if there are any comments
They're probably going, what the heck
of
are
our
y'all
75,000 people that watch this show every. I'm just kidding.
Well, and if you miss it, it will be on
YouTube.
YouTube on the what's the channel? Tell them.
It's called. You go to Saturday morning. Let's see, Saturday Morning Live, Arkansas, Craig O'Neill, or maybe it's Craig O'Neill, Saturday Morning Live, Arkansas. That's it.
Which one? Okay.
Craig O'Neill, Saturday Morning Live, Arkansas.
And doesn't this stay on your Facebook page for about a day or so?
Sure. And that way, the relatives of James and Gus, who I met at the Racket Club pool, will be able to watch. They're going to want to watch. And I want everybody to note, this is James, the shorter one, and Gus, his best friend. They're from Jefferson Elementary. They've graduated the 5th grade. They're going to separate middle schools, but that's not the story. The story is that I needed to do a commercial for the Racket Club. I'm their spokesman these days on the buzz. So I thought, well, let's go out by the pool and meet some kids and have them sell the services of the Racket Club, like the family pool, which is what we're standing in front of. So I meet James and I meet Gus, and they said, yeah, we'll cooperate.
Did you know them beforehand?
And did not know them, met them just that day. And listen to this. This is what we came up with. You're going to hear.
Their experience with, I think they do school announcements.
Well, James did school announcements. Gus is his best friend. Listen to what, this is the second take, and there is no script. Listen. 3, 2, 1. I'm standing along the family pool at the Little Rock Racket Club talking with James and Gus. James, what do you like about this family pool?
I really like the water slides.
How about you, Gus?
I really like the waterfall.
Oh, man, so much to do here at the family pool at Little Rock.
Craig, if you'll excuse us, there's something we need to do.
Oh. I think you got the message. Your Little Rock Racket Club invites you and your family to enjoy this too. 30% off the joining fee now. The Little Rock Racket Club with more smiles per gallon.
Well, plug.
How about that? Weren't they terrific?
They were good. I'm just filling out this face highlight a little bit here.
There's just talent around us, ladies and gentlemen. You never know. At a swimming pool, you never know the talent that is present there in those kids by that pool.
Speaking of swimming, the river feels absolutely fabulous. It's healing. It's no wonder Native Americans used to call this river healing. They would come here to heal. And if you have back trouble, if you have anything that hurts, you get in that water, and it's not as cold as it is out of the spring here, but it's cold, and there's just something about the minerals and something in the water. I swam down yesterday. It's the best I'd felt all week. And I'm going to swim down again today.
Yay.
I like to be in the water instead of on top of it.
Jane and I have been coming here since 1969. In 1994, before I had arthroscopic knee surgery, I was limping around. Yeah, I was getting arthritic and limping around. Get in that river, relief. Now, I still went ahead and had the arthroscopic knee surgery, and then I had it again later on, about 8 years later. But Ain't going to be doing no knee replacement. I'm not going to go to Knee Mart to get a knee replacement or a hip replacement. I'm going to do exercises around it and strengthen the muscles like this 84-year-old woman I met who was told she was going to need a knee substitute and a hip substitute. And she says, the heck I am. And she started exercising, building the muscles around it, and avoided all that. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, well, you're shaking the table.
I'm shaking the wood.
Now, I've been coming up here since 1954.
Okay. For the record, test your
And
testing.
I absolutely hated it when I was 4 years old because I was used to a swimming pool. I'm shaking the table. Swimming pool, and this water it's only really, really clear in the winter because there's a certain amount of algae that grows in the water. But I didn't want to get in that cold water and you couldn't see the bottom. And that's when I learned what a life jacket was. And that even if your mother threw you in the water, you would come back up. So I learned to like it the most, I think, when we started coming to Rio Vista. And I met some cute fellas, 14, and
Well, I wouldn't want to.
canoe. Well, that's before I met you. If I had known you in high school, we would have had the best time.
The history would have been a lot brighter.
I was the weirdo at my high school.
Glenda Hargis, by the way, says, hi from Heber Springs. And Glenda, you all in Heber have got your share of gorgeous healing waters, which we happen to know.
If you're a lake person, yeah.
Well, my father was a lake person. He threw me into the lake just threw me in and teach me to swim. And it took me 10 minutes to get out from the bag.
I knew that was going somewhere.
If you want healing waters, everybody may need them because on Thursday, it's the first presidential debate, and everybody watching now is going to go, oh, gosh,
it's really hard to watch.
So many Americans and Arkansans couldn't care less. Couldn't care less.
How you say it.
Yeah, and everybody's so apathetic about these debates, except for I'll be watching, and I'll be keeping score. And one of the reasons is because of a third grade class at Martin Luther King Elementary in 2018. I went to speak to them, and after I was done speaking, the teacher gets up and says, okay, let's categorize some of the things that Mr. O'Neill said. This had been a class project in which they'd taken speeches and put some of the things said in categories. For instance,
silly.
Well, no.
Asinine.
No, that was, you would think. They may have thought it, but no. They categorized the greeting. They talked about the icebreaker. They talked about the personal story that I gave. And they even talked about a moral, although I can't remember what the speech was exactly, but I do remember them categorizing, and I thought it was remarkable. And that brings me to Thursday, CNN, Trump versus Biden, the first presidential debate, the second one in September, the earliest a presidential debate has ever been held, because we all know battle lines are drawn. But I'm going to be watching like the third grader from Martin Luther King Elementary. I want to know, what's a claim? What is a perception? What is a
lie?
Personal attack?
Yeah.
What vision do we get of the future? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is there fear that is installed? Do they press that fear button, which is being pressed more and more in American politics? Jane and I, and maybe you too, go back to 1964, the first time that fear button was ever pressed. It was in the campaign with Goldwater and Johnson.
Ooh, yes.
And the Democrats are the ones that pressed it first when they showed Goldwater as president and then showed an atom bomb exploding.
No, it was
a little child at the very beginning.
He loves me
Right.
not. He loves me not. And then a mushroom cloud. And it said, And I forgot the words. I just remember the imagery.
They were pressing the fear button. That
Well,
if you will let go water, it's all over.
Well, because of some of the things he said.
And more political advisors and supporters press that fear button to the point where now you hear, I'm not necessarily for a candidate. I just don't want the other guy.
Yeah.
The fear button has been pressed so much and is so prevalent in politics. That's one of the things that play. So I'll be watching how often they press the fear button, how often they try to use facts. And right now, both of these candidates are going through debate prep, and you can bet that the Biden camp is telling him to go high, to use facts and his accomplishments in office. You can bet the Trump campaign is
having a sandwich. I don't think he does prep.
I'm not real sure they can speak to him. Whenever he tries to go off a prompter or anything that's been planned, it just doesn't quite work out. Nonetheless, I will come up with a blame versus solution ratio, watching the debates, and give a score. And if I'm even thinking about going Facebook Live right after the debates to give you the blame versus solution ratio. Solution has in it service, ideas, creativity, coming up with ways to solve our problems. Blame is all ego.
Ooh, that's good.
Setting yourself apart, putting yourself above the person you're with. Because keep in mind, both these men are old.
Sure.
They have seen the same things. They have been influenced by the same things that Jane and I have.
But they've had vastly different upbringings and lives and careers. That's one
That's
thing.
where the difference lies.
Well, yeah.
And we will watch to see how those two influences come into play Thursday night. So can you tell? I'm enthused because I love debates and have ever since Nixon and Kennedy squared off in 1960.
Now, did you take debate? And did you do
Never
debate
took
in
debate. Never took debate because I always wound up trying to tell a joke.
Well, that's pretty much. I have a Facebook. What I put on social media, I try to keep politics completely out of it, and because I think what we need are smiles.
There you go.
The things I do are to bring joy.
Well, we could talk politics as long as you don't say anything bad about another American. It's when you start talking bad about other Americans that politics becomes
We're
ugly.
all human.
And it's not politics. It's all ego. Politics is the machinery of government.
You're shaking.
I know I'm shaking. I'm shaking the
You're
world.
shaking the table. I'm
That's
trying to
another
do.
thing.
Yeah.
Show us what you got.
A mess. I'm trying to put. I can't tell what's shown. I'm trying to put polka dots on the back all around him.
Mm-hmm.
His face. I think his hiney's funny. I'm gonna highlight that a little better. It's kind of shaky. We got a bird trying to add in.
I'll tell you what, on this Saturday,
Lots of ambient sound here.
let's just be quiet and give you 5 seconds of the deck.
That could get boring very fast. There's somebody tuning in.
Wait, bird's trying to talk. Yeah, peaceful.
There goes a crow, and I'm not sure what that is.
And there goes a truck. And we're getting played off.
Oh, we are?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Guys, we're not. Okay. This has been Saturday Morning Live, brought to you by Walnetto Arts and Entertainment. Go to Facebook, Craig O'Neill, SML, Arkansas, and hit the subscribe button so my brother can get all this equipment paid for in Libby, Montana. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And I know if you're from that 3rd grade class at Martin Luther King Elementary, you're categorizing this Saturday Morning Live as brilliant.